Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is August 14th, 2024 and Inter Milan are all in for Mika Faye. Also, a new club has joined the race for Vitor Roque. And finally, Barcelona have received a boost in their possible pursuit of Kingsley Coman. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure to hit the goal kits, skip back, or fanatics. You have plenty of options. If you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. All links are down below in the description. Now I begin with the news that after the Jan Gamper Trophy match, which was the first match of this season, I guess you can call that, even though it was preseason. It was the first match at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic, where Barcelona are gonna play the first half of the season. But after the Jan Gamper Trophy match, there was lots of complaints about the state of the pitch. It looks like the pitch is not ready for matches. The pitch continued to lift every time, a player would change direction or a player would stop or kick the ball. It also was a little spongy. That's what the players were complaining, where their cleats would sometimes get stuck on the grass. So lots of complaint about the state of the pitch. It doesn't look like it was ready. They are attributing this to the fact that Olympic Stadium and Montjuic is, of course, a venue that's used for concerts. Just before that match, the Gamper match, there was actually several concerts that were held there. So there's constantly changes to the pitch where the pitch is removed, put back on. So it seems that all of this has not helped the new pitch settle in. There's been a lot of complaints about the grass continuously lifting and the players having difficulties running on it. So it looks like Barcelona have their work cut out as far as fixing the pitch, as La Liga is set to begin in only a few days. Now, there are going to be a lot of matches that's going to be away during the first half of the season. La Liga kind of tried to help out Barcelona there because, as you know, starting by the second half of the season, Barcelona will go back to the Spotify Camp Nou. So La Liga tried to give Barcelona as many away matches as possible during the first half of the season. That way they can play as many home matches as possible at Camp Nou. But nonetheless, they're still going to have home matches during the first half of the season. So Barcelona have their work cut out as far as fixing the state of the pitch at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic, otherwise known as the Stadium Luis Companys. Anyway, speaking of the preseason and I guess also the season, now we have to talk about the great news, because today, look who joined the group training. It was no other than Pedri. Pedri, who for the first time completed group training with his teammates. As you know, Pedri picked up an injury during the Euros in that match against Germany after he received that horrendous foul by Toni Kroos. Ever since, Pedri has been injured, has been training on his own, but today he did manage to complete part of the training with the group, with his teammates, which, what does that mean? Well, it means that Pedri is getting very, very close to full recovery, and some are saying that he could even be back as soon as the match against Athletic Club de Bilbao, which of course will be great news, because when you have Pedri fully healthy and in the midfield, our midfield looks a lot more dangerous. Now on to the news that Inter Milan are now interested in Mika Faye. Now it seems that Mika Faye is going to be one of the players that will be leaving during this summer transfer market. Mika Faye insisted that he, or at least his agent insisted that he wanted guarantees of playing time on the first team, something that Barcelona could not give him the guarantees because they wanted him to first complete the preseason and then Flick would decide. And it seems after the preseason that Flick was not fully convinced with Mika Faye, and as such, he cannot guarantee him first team minutes, and as such, it looks like Mika Faye will be on his way out since he does want guarantees of minutes, which is something he's not going to get here. Plus, there's the fact that the center back position is fully stacked in Barcelona, and with Barcelona's desperate need to offload players right now in order to clear space on their wage bill to register the players that they haven't registered yet, seems that Mika Faye is on his way out. Now, the latest club to make an offer for Mika Faye was, of course, Rennes, who offered 10 million euros for the player plus 20% of any future sales. But now a new club has joined, and it's Inter Milan, who are very interested in the player. It seems that they are trying to pursue Tomas Palacios. However, if that operation does not go through, then Inter Milan will go all in for Mika Faye. We'll see which club will end up with the services with Mika Faye, because he does have plenty of suitors. And Barcelona are reportedly looking for 15 million euros for the player, or at least a minimum of 15 million euros, which would not be a bad operation given that Barcelona signed the player for 1.5. So if they sell him for 15 million, that's a 10-time profit, or 1,000% profit, whatever, however you want to look at it. But they'll be, you know, taking their money that they spent, timing it by 10, and which would be a pretty good operation. Now, speaking of clubs interested in player, one club has joined the race for Vitor Roque, and that club is no other than Sporting CP. Now, Vitor Roque is another player that looks to be on his way out. Barcelona really wanted to loan him out to see if he can continue his adaptation to European football. But again, with Barcelona not being able to achieve the 1-to-1 rule, which is something that I talked about during my podcast, Barcelona now have a desperate need of offloading players as fast as possible in order to register the players that they haven't registered yet before La Liga begins in a few days. And as such, they have changed now their stance from wanting to loan out Vitor Roque to offloading him. And of course, I did tell you a few days ago that Everton had made an offer for Vitor Roque, an offer worth 25 million euros fixed plus 3 million euros variables, which Barcelona rejected, because Barcelona paid 30 million fixed for Roque, so they want something comparable, or at least a minimum of 30 million. They can get more, obviously that would be ideal, but they want at least 30 million in order to recoup their investment. And it's reported that now Sporting CP have joined the race for Vitor Roque. They're very interested in the Brazilian player. They haven't made an official offer yet, but it looks like, you know, another club has joined the race, which of course is always good news, because more clubs are available. That only drives the player's price up. So we'll see what Barcelona can end up getting out of this bidding war that it looks like will happen for the Brazilian player. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Barcelona have received a boost in their pursuit of Kingsley Coman. Now, Kingsley Coman is someone that Barcelona are considering as an option B for the left winger. Of course, the option A was Nico Williams, who doesn't look like he's coming to Barcelona. And therefore, when that news broke, Kingsley Coman's agent offered the player to Barcelona and told them that there's a chance of Barcelona signing Coman on loan, which of course Barcelona was very happy about, because after spending 55 million euros on the signing of Dani Olmo, Barcelona are in no position to make another huge signing. So being able to sign Coman on loan would be very much beneficial to Barcelona. However, there was a big problem with this operation, and that's that PSG were interested in signing Coman in order to replace Kylian Mbappe. They were trying to lure him back to his home, because he did come out through the PSG academy, and of course, him being French, PSG were, you know, banking on using kind of that card, like, you know, come home, you're French, we're French, you came up through our academy, etc. But now it's being reported that PSG have actually ruled out the signing of Kingsley Coman after signing Desiree Doué. So that, of course, is a boost for Barcelona, because now they don't have to compete with PSG, who have unlimited money, as opposed to Barcelona, who, are, of course, have many financial woes. Now, we'll see whether Barcelona will be able, you know, to take Kingsley Coman on loan, or we'll see if they're even interested, because as you know, or as I reported before, Deco is tabling again the possibility of bringing Luis Diaz from Liverpool to Barcelona. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did do the podcast earlier today. Make sure to check it out. Lots of news in there. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, peace, Barça.